What's going on, guys? Ace Spacey here, and today I'm going to be making a video on why I don't like Star Wars Resistance. And before this video starts, I just want to say this is a personal list and not kind of like, facts that I've just pulled off randomly and they aren't true. And just because I don't like the series doesn't mean I'm not going to watch it. After all, I am going to be judging the entire series off this trailer, so I'm not going to, be really like judge the trailer and never watch it again because I feel like that's unfair. The plot basically says it's about a pilot who joins the Resistance and to spy on the First Order. Now, I feel like the Clone Wars and Rebels were both made to kind of give a better understanding in the Star Wars universe. The Clone Wars, I feel like, was made to give a better understanding of the Clone Wars and to show the action that we never really got to see in the prequels too much. Like in Episode 2, there was like no action until the end of the movie, when the clones had to attack Geonosis. I guess this is spoilers, but the movie came out a long time ago. And in episode 3, we did get a lot of content on the clone troopers, but that was kind of the ending of them, where they just, executed Order 66 and boom, original era. And even Rebels kind of showed a plot on how the rebellion was formed and how it became what it was that destroyed the Empire. Yeah, but I just feel it weird to have a TV show on the Resistance when the era of the sequels isn't even over yet. The second reason I think Resistance doesn't really need to be a TV show is because the Clone Wars is returning, and this is obviously gonna probably get a bigger reception in terms of audience than Resistance. The only reason I see that they had to make it was, this is more kid friendly. If you are younger than 12, you shouldn't really be watching the Clone Wars because it does have violent aspects in it. This is purely my opinion, but I feel like Disney has just cared more about the children than kind of the older audience that grew up with the original kind of movies and even the prequel era. Third reason I don't like it is just because of the art style. It feels like an anime style, and I know that's what they were going to, but it just doesn't make it just makes it look less Star Wars to me, if you understand. When the Clone Wars came out, it did a pretty good job intersecting between cartoon and the actual kind of Clone Wars in the movies. Like, the clones look similar to the guys in the movies. It had their ships and, weapons look accurate to the movies, but in a cartoonish form. But that's just a small reason. I'm not really going to count that. And again, that kind of part of the art style is debatable. Some people like it, others don't. I personally don't. Maybe it's just because I like Clone Wars too much. Now, the final reason I don't like Resistance is that it might just kill Star Wars off for good. Now, looking at Disney's past experience with Star Wars movies, I feel like even if this series never came out, they would inevitably kill the Star Wars franchise. And what I'm saying is that obviously Disney's past movies with Star Wars haven't been good. Like, The Last Jedi and Solo have not done the best. And in fact, The Last Jedi did so bad that there was a petition to make that movie non-canonical, or basically erasing it from Star Wars history and lore. And I've never seen that in Star Wars history before, so that's kind of concerning that fans would go that extensively to get that movie out of, like, the Star Wars franchise. But yeah, the only way I can see Disney really saving Star Wars is just rebranding themselves and rebranding the movies. Even if they made Episode 9 the best Star Wars movie ever, I feel like the damage has already been done in terms of Star Wars. Like quite simply, the franchise isn't what it used to be. But yeah, if you don't know, Star Wars is going to come out with a 4th trilogy, which I think could redeem itself because obviously it's going to have a new image, new characters and all that, and I feel that that could really rebrand the series. But yeah, there is a joke of Star Wars fans overreacting to whatever Star Wars content is thrown at them. And I feel like I do overreact at a lot of Star Wars content that is thrown at me. But the reason I feel like I do is just because George Lucas created an amazing franchise in Star Wars, and everything just seemed amazing. It's toys, it's movies, it's TVs, and I just loved enjoying watching all of that, or playing with all of that, just playing the video games, whatever. So obviously I am going to overreact to content made from Disney that isn't up to par to what George Lucas created. Because a lot of people joined Star Wars when George Lucas created the franchise from episodes 1 to 6, the Clone Wars, and a lot of people who've been during that era are going to expect results that were made by him and that kind of era of Star Wars, if I am making sense. Basically, I mean, we're going to just hope that Disney makes movies that are up to George Lucas kind of standards. And obviously, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. Again, I want to remind you guys that this is all my opinions. Some of them are more agreed upon on the fans, and some of them are my own opinions on why I don't like Resistance. And if you guys do disagree with some of my methods, just put it in the comments below. And I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on Resistance and Disney's franchise of Star Wars.